Thank you for this time. I think there's not similarities but commonalities. One, we are coming from a young democracy, they are a young democracy. Two, we've known how to integrate society from that young development of democracy. And I think same thing with South Sudan. They are currently where I think South Africa was in 1994. Now you need to, instead of them going what we did, we've done that before, been there, done that, it's easier. And we think it's going to be easier for South Sudan to get there if we can just sort of copy-paste. Obviously, the methods are not the same, but we know that non-regulation of the minerals policy will not maximize the benefits for the country. Currently, you have gold that is not sold through a proper structure. So out of 100%, you don't know how much of the gold remains in the country. So you just need to formalize things so that the fiscal can have a measure of what they have. I think it's important for each and every country to say we sold 100 kilograms of gold legitimately, and there was maybe 20, but at this point in time, you don't know. But also to formalize the mining sector with artisanal miners. Johannesburg was once an artisanal mine. Kimberley was once an artisanal mine. So South Sudan doesn't have to go that route. You know, they just have to learn from the South Africans. And like we say, top 10 mining companies in the continent are in South Africa. And so is top 10 junior mining companies. So, you know, you have to open the range and say, we can go big, we can go junior, mid, or we can start with our own artisanal guys and develop it to the big boys type of a level. So they don't have to sit and set the policies and the formalities from scratch. We think that's where we are. We're bringing in exploration skills, mining skills, processing skills, and obviously the trading skills. You know, your refinery, which will partner with, in my view, like the government or Treasury Department, because now you start having gold reserves, and those gold reserves are important for the country, or the credit rating for the country, and that's why we want to be the partners in South Sudan, to see South Sudan in the next 5 years, 10 years, having credible mining companies. And when I say credible, I'm just saying people who can even go and list, because the measurement of proper governance is listing, you know, and credible. So if we can get to those levels where there's a listed company in South Sudan, I think our contribution as South Africans would have been enormously great. Yeah, so what we like to do is to start with information collection or data collection. We're not sure that there's minerals on the ground until you show. So that's where geoscience comes in. That's where we say, okay, while we're mining, we will map the land, we will fly over the land, and then we'll come back and reproduce what we think is the geology of the country. That's part one. But to do that, you need skills. We have the skills in South Africa. We don't have the skills in South Sudan. Or let me say, you do have the skills, but they're not trained to the level where we think they should be. So you need to start on the exploration side, capacitate. Then we need to mine. Everybody can mine, but to what level? You know, we can mine from 5 meters to 3,000 meters. That's where we're thinking, while we're noticing that the minerals are as deep as 3 kilos, then start taking some people, train them in the country. By the time we finish with exploration, then you don't have to, you know, start from scratch. And the second one is, the third one is processing. You can mine gold, but if you can't smelt it or process it or refine it, then you know you have to sell it somewhere else. But we all know that the value chain is at the end. If you can refine it in its purest form, then you're going to make more money. But also the technology stays in the country. Then you've got people who will understand how to know. And then it's not only for gold. If we can do gold, then it's copy-paste for copper or for nickel or for platinum minerals, Then you do the whole HR thing, because without people, all these things that we're saying, they're not going to work. But more importantly, we have an organization sort of called Manufacturers Equipment, Mining Equipment Manufacturers of South Africa, MEMSA. So you can also bring them in. I mean, you don't have to get anything from China lately, because the big boys only do the machines for big things. Now, if you're going to start a junior mining company, you just need equipment, modern equipment, from handling it yourself to handling it with a remote control. And when the mine becomes bigger, then you can start involving your big OEMs, your Komatsus, your Caterpillar. But we see ourselves building the engineering sector, the mining sector, the mineral processing sector. And when I'm saying we, I'm just not saying as a company. I'm just saying training is very important. So you need companies that are good at training to train people, or to make sure that people understand how to do this. If you're going to mine big and eventually list, you're going to need all those capabilities. But also, before you do all those things, there must be electricity that we all talk about. There must be a road to the mine, So, and then there must be clean water going to the mine. Because even if you build a mining compound, those little houses will need clean water, they'll need electricity, but people must drive there. So we see the whole thing as an integrated development plan where you build a smaller city, but slowly, like Johannesburg was built, that's how you're going to do. If we can live with people in harmony by making the roads to that area, they will benefit. If we can take the water from that area and purify it so that it can be drinkable when it gets to the mine, the community benefits. If we can pull electricity to that side, whether it's generator, renewables, or gas, whatever it is, the community will benefit. But you need the private sector to do the big things so that the community can benefit in small events. I mean, the electricity used by a household in South Sudan is not going to be that big. So you can plug it in the solar system while the mine is using the big electricity, So I think there's a lot of collaboration with anybody who wants to end up having a mining town. I mean, I don't know, but the doctors of this world, you build a clinic because you don't want people working in the mine coming to Juba. And that clinic is going to be open for the same people in the area. Or a school, or, all these things that are needed to run the town. When the mothers and the fathers are working, there should be an educational institution of some sort. And then there should be a nurse and a doctor. So we're thinking big bang approach, but in slowly taking it, step by step with the community, with the authorities. So you don't build a hospital when there's already a hospital, Rather make that hospital better equipped and put generators if it doesn't have electricity. But I think all of us know that the further you go out of Juba, the lesser the electricity power you get. So it's a challenge, and it's a good challenge, because we come here knowing what you're going to have and what you won't get. So you come already with a plan that you think is going to be workable.
2 questions, that's all I have for you.
Thank you.